You walk into a room and forget why you went there. You search for a word that was on the tip of your tongue just 2 seconds ago, and it's suddenly gone. You try to remember the name of a movie you watched last week, but nothing comes to mind. You laugh it off, shrug your shoulders, and call it just getting older. But what if this forgetfulness isn't simply a normal part of aging? What if it's your brain quietly asking for something that's missing from your diet? Today, I'm going to show you which seeds can truly make a difference for your memory, why they work inside the brain, and how you can start adding them to your routine as early as this week. There's a name for this: age-related cognitive decline. It's not the same as Alzheimer's disease or dementia. It's more subtle, far more common, and much more reversible than most people realize. It's that feeling of brain fog, that moment when you know the answer is there, right on the tip of your tongue, but it takes forever to come out.
Hold on, it's
As
right
if it's
on the
locked
tip of my
behind a door
tongue.
that won't open when you need it.
I
This
got
happens
it.
because, as we
Smith
age, 3
Laboratory.
things begin to change inside the brain. Low-grade inflammation gradually increases, even without any obvious infection or illness. Blood flow to the areas responsible for memory slowly declines, meaning less oxygen and glucose reach the very places where new memories are formed. And the antioxidant defenses that once protected your neurons from everyday wear and tear begin to weaken, leaving those cells more vulnerable to damage that quietly builds up year after year. None of these processes cause pain. None of them show up on a routine blood test. Yet together, they explain why so many people over the age of 60 feel that their minds aren't as sharp as they used to be, even without any diagnosed disease, and even if they've continued living exactly as they always have. The most powerful change you can make isn't buying an expensive supplement or memorizing a complicated list of rules. It's as simple as starting your day with 1 tablespoon of ground seeds mixed into your first meal, whether that's yogurt, fruit, oatmeal, or whatever is easiest for you. Why does it work? Because seeds are packed with exactly the nutrients the aging brain needs most, all in a very small serving: omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin E, zinc, and magnesium. And when the seeds are ground, your body absorbs far more of those nutrients than it does from whole seeds, which often pass through the digestive system almost intact, without releasing much of their nutritional value. Here's what that looks like in real life. A small coffee grinder sitting in your kitchen can grind enough seeds for the entire week in less than a minute. You can do it in the morning while your coffee is brewing, or once a week, and store the ground seeds in a sealed container in the refrigerator. The goal isn't perfection, it's consistency. A body that receives these nutrients every single day for months responds very differently from one that gets them once and then goes without them. Now let's look at which seeds matter most, and what each one does inside your brain. The first is flaxseed. It's rich in plant-based omega-3 fatty acids, and these healthy fats become part of the very structure of your neurons' membranes. That matters because more flexible cell membranes allow electrical signals to travel more efficiently between neurons. In other words, it's the difference between a thought that flows smoothly and one that gets stuck halfway through. Here's something most people don't know. A study from Rush University, published in the journal Alzheimer's and Dementia, followed thousands of older adults over several years and compared those who followed a diet rich in seeds, nuts, and leafy greens with those who didn't. The researchers found that the group eating this way experienced cognitive decline, equivalent to being 7.5 years younger. Think about everything that's happened in your life over the last 7.5 years. Grandchildren being born, family trips, meaningful conversations that were only possible because your mind was still fully present. That's the kind of time we're talking about protecting. The second is pumpkin seeds. They are among the richest natural sources of zinc and magnesium available. This is important because zinc plays a direct role in the hippocampus, the part of your brain responsible for forming new memories. Without enough zinc, the hippocampus has a harder time turning today's experiences into memories that last. And here's the surprising part. After the age of 60, people naturally absorb less zinc from food than they did in their 30s, even if they're eating the exact same amount. Your body has changed, but your need for zinc hasn't. In fact, it may even be greater. That's why a diet that seemed perfectly adequate 20 years ago may no longer provide everything your brain needs today, even if your menu has barely changed. The third is sunflower seeds. They are one of the best natural food sources of vitamin E. And vitamin E acts like an antioxidant shield around your neurons, helping protect them from the damage that accumulates year after year. A study conducted as part of the Chicago Health and Aging Project followed older adults for nearly 6 years and found that those who consumed more vitamin E through food, not supplements, experienced a noticeably slower rate of memory decline. The difference wasn't in a pill, it was in real food, something you probably already have in your kitchen or can easily find at your local grocery store. The fourth is chia seeds. They're also rich in omega-3 fatty acids, but what makes them unique is their soluble fiber, which nourishes the beneficial bacteria living in your gut. At first glance, that may seem unrelated to memory, but it's actually deeply connected. Your gut communicates directly with your brain through the vagus nerve, and a healthier gut helps reduce the inflammation that also affects the brain. In that sense, taking care of your gut is another way of taking care of your memory, through a pathway that most people never think about. There's one more fascinating detail that connects all 4 of these seeds. The vitamin E in sunflower seeds helps protect the omega-3 fats found in flaxseed and chia from breaking down inside your body. In other words, these seeds don't just work individually, they actually protect and strengthen one another. That's why combining all 4, instead of choosing just one, can amplify the benefits of each. If you remember the feeling we talked about at the beginning of this video, that word stuck on the tip of your tongue or the movie title you just couldn't remember, that's exactly what this combination of inflammation, reduced blood flow, and weakened antioxidant protection can lead to. And that's precisely what these 4 seeds, working together, may help address, one spoonful at a time. Before making changes to your diet, especially if you take blood thinners, have thyroid problems, or have recently undergone digestive surgery, talk to your healthcare provider. Ground seeds can also interact with certain medications when consumed in large amounts, and every person's body responds differently. This content is intended for educational purposes only, and every individual has a unique health history that deserves personalized medical guidance before making changes to their routine. You're not forgetting things simply because you're getting old. You're forgetting because your brain may be quietly asking for specific nutrients it isn't receiving. 1 tablespoon of ground seeds a day isn't a miracle cure, but it can provide your brain with the building blocks it needs to keep working at its best for years to come, helping you hold on to the names, dates, and faces that matter most. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next video. See you next time!